ShartimusPrime, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking back hits, Subscribe for
What up, big kids?
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends figure review set on the Captain America Civil War 3 pack, including Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man. Yes, we have Spider-Man in the MCU and in action figure form. This is very exciting. I gotta give a big thanks to Devil's Due for making this review happen. Also, Notorious Jag, thanks so much. But subscribe to Devil's Due, link to his YouTube channel and his action figure reviews below. Now, we've seen these two figures before in the Civil War wave, but the Spider-Man, ooh man, that's what I'm really excited about. Okay, on the side you get Captain America over there. On the back you can see all three characters. There's a read-up in multiple languages. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. Then on this side we get Iron Man. Ooh, which side are you on? Alright, not much more at the top and not much more at the bottom. Ooh, let's get to it and crack these things open. And here are the figures out of the packaging. And this is not a bad set. At first I just really wanted the Spider-Man. Actually, you know, really, that's the main reason why I wanted this 3-pack was the Spider-Man. I mean, that's the main reason why you want it too, right? Come on. But we are getting a very cool Iron Man figure in here as well. The Captain America is, yeah, you know, I'm not too excited about this Captain America figure. Definitely the weakest point of the lot of them. The Spider-Man, though, is very cool. I'm very pleased with this Spider-Man figure. I have some gripes with it, but for the most part, I really like it a lot. It's a good Spider-Man figure. Very cool Iron Man as well. Anyway, let's take a closer look at these guys. Which one should we start out with, huh? Probably the less desirable one, so let's start with the Captain America. Psych! I lied. We're starting with Spider-Man. You wanted Spider-Man, here's your Spidey right over here. I really like this figure a lot. I think it looks very cool. I do have my gripes. The lines are very thick in comparison to how he looked in the film. Cobwebbing in the movie was a lot more subtle, and this is just really thick on there with the black paint in the seams, which I kind of still like. I only have a problem with it because it just doesn't look as subtle as it looked in the movie. So all this time I always talk about how much I like more sculpting, more sculpting. This is one of the times where I just felt like just really thin deco of black lining throughout for the cobwebs would have been perfect. But, you know, it still makes me like the figure. It doesn't take anything away from it that much, but it is a little inaccurate, I feel like. Anyway, looking at the eyes right over here, I love how you can see the little shutters right there, so you could see that. And it gets a little fuzzy on the white areas where it meets the black. No, outside looks pretty clean right over there. So yeah, I really like this. Looking on the side. And then another thing about the black paint in the seams is sometimes it kind of seeps through a little bit and it adds an accidental shadowing effect, which I actually kind of dig. You know, like right over here, this isn't actually what I'm talking about, but you'll see it here and there throughout the figure. You can see a little bit of it right over there. Top of the head looks actually okay. Oh, there you go. A little bit of black smudging here and there. Doesn't really bother me too much. One thing I don't like is that I think his neck is a little too thick. I know it sounds like a big nitpick, but it just kind of takes away from the youthful look of the Spider-Man figure. You know, his head is kind of on the larger side to make him look a little bit younger, and having the thick neck right over here kind of takes that away. If you're wondering if you could put the ultimate Peter Parker head on here, you can, and it fits on there actually quite perfectly, so you can just squeeze that on there like so. And like I'm saying, you know, the neck is a little on the thick side, you know, but anyway, I don't see why you'd really want to put the ultimate Peter Parker head on there. He doesn't really look like Tom Holland to me. The hair's totally different, right? Unless Tom Holland's hair changes into something like this, but I don't know. I just wanted to show that off. But looking at the rest of this, I like this costume design. I don't know. I have this feeling that Kevin Feige had his hand in the design of this with these extra little cuts right over here, breaking up the cobwebbing areas, you know what I mean? Especially on the red sections over here. But I think it looks pretty cool, you know. I wish we had some interchangeable hands with this guy. When I first opened this out of packaging, he, you know, of course he's wearing the shield, and there's this white powdery stuff on the back of the shield that bled onto his hand. So I guess somebody in China was having a party at work or something, but yeah, it's still kind of there, you know, so a little bothersome. Bothers me only a little bit though. A lot of black paint in there, maybe a little heavy-handed with the black paint. And looking on this side right over here, we get a fisted hand. So yeah, I wish he had open hands so he can wall crawl, or just interchangeable hands so I could get him in a different pose aside from just web shooting with the right hand over here. I feel like the little spider logo right here is a little low. I don't know. I feel like that should be just a little higher up. Yeah, I actually like this figure. All these little nitpicks here and there, I actually do like it. Looking at the musculature, I think that looks pretty good around the ribs and everything. And I like how he has his little storage for his web fluid and everything kind of just sticking out of the belt over there. I think that's pretty cool. And I really like this dark blue. I think it looks really nice. And then we get that big spider logo, reminiscent to the John Romita Sr. look. And this is actually sculpted on there too. It's not just painted on. It's looking pretty nice with this black right over here. Spider butt. And then looking at the legs, look alright, you know. I guess they could have given us a little bit more muscle definition in the legs though. And then he has a little paint smudge right over there, and then the legs look pretty good, you know, calves look pretty clean. You know, here's where you could see a little bit of the black getting a little bit messy, but I kind of like how that looks, like I said earlier. And he does have peg holes right here. And I ain't noticed this in the Civil War movie, but he has black right here on the heels of his feet. Wow, I really like this Iron Man figure much more than I thought I would. I really dig this a lot. Look at that left side of his face right there. Silver paint apps right over the black. I think that looks really cool. I like how it just kind of speckles across over on the gold section. Really nice. You can still see some silver right over there inside the helmet. So yeah, I think that is very dope. I like it a lot. And of course he comes with this Tony Stark head sculpt, which fits on the chameleon body. That is so cool. Just one thing is that you don't want to push it down all the way. When you get it all the way down there, his neck looks super short. So I try to kind of like half it just a little bit on there, you know. Just want to rest it on there. You don't want to push it down all the way. But yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. I like that. Very good looking head sculpt. One thing I didn't expect was that his head doesn't look too tiny while on the Mark 46 armor. You know, it looks just right. You know, I was afraid that the head would look too small, but I like it. And it also really reminds me of Robert Downey Jr. too. Can't say it's dead on likeness to Robert Downey Jr., but it looks like him enough to me. You know, you can see some of the black paint didn't reach the hairline over there. Why are you making his hairline recede even more than it needs to, Hasbro, huh? See a little bit of the black paint kind of missing, but I really do think it looks like Robert Downey Jr. though. I think they captured his likeness, you know, and the hair looks pretty nice over here. It's all wafty and everything. There you go. Now looking at the rest of the armor, I really love how we get this metallic red. It's like in the plastic, man. It's so cool. I really dig it a lot. Just comparing it to how the Giant Man Civil War wave looked, I did not like this. I just felt like this was just too flat. This looks metallic, like how the Hulkbuster should have looked. And from watching Glenn Webb's videos, I think this is how the new Hulkbuster's looking, you know what I mean? So I think that's pretty awesome. But anyway, looking at the rest of this, you get some more black and silver paint right over here up at the top. I really dig that. Looking at that over there, it looks pretty good. Yeah, man, I like this figure. I think it looks really, I mean, look at that Iron Man butt, so shiny. And then nice silver paint apps and gold throughout, you know, pretty consistent to the other one. I think it was Battle Damaged Mark 6 that came out from that Walgreens exclusive wave from the first Avengers movie. That looked lazy to me, but this one just looks a lot better. I really like this battle damage. It looks very cool. And not only do we get the battle damaged paint and the metallic red and the Robert Downey Jr. head, we get these added effects over here. Now comparing this one to the Civil War wave one, you can see this has more of a frosty white on it, which at first kind of disappointed me when I didn't see that frosty white paint on this. I was like, oh man, I kind of liked that touch. But then now I have this in hand, I'm like, actually, I think I like this more now. I don't know, the translucent blue plastic looks really cool. I like how it's kind of soft, so you don't have to worry about breaking it. And these two orange effects look really good too. I'm really liking these a lot as well. So you can port these into the bottom of his feet, that goes in there nicely, or you could port them into his hands, and these just work just like how they did on the first one. Now to compare the Battle Damage Mark 46 to the Giant Man Wave Mark 46, you can see that the reds are very different from each other, much more metallic over here. If you want measurements and articulation segment and all that, go ahead and click the card for the review on this guy. And then here's the Battle Damaged Captain America, looking very similar to the one that we'd gotten in the Giant Man Wave. You know, just a little brighter plastic color. As you can see, this blue is just a slightly brighter blue than this one right over here. So you can see we got the battle damage on the side of his helmet right there. Not much more on the back or on the other side or anything though. Then you can see he has some battle damage right over here. Yeah, I like how it looks over the white portion of his suit. That looks pretty cool. I don't think he has anything going on the legs. Oh yeah, just a little bit right over there. A little bit of dirt right over there, you know. Not too different from the other version that we'd gotten, you know. Nothing really on the back over here. But the shield has done it pretty well. We get some nice silver paint over the red right over there. And we get some nice black paint over it, you know. You get these kind of like Black Panther scratches. I really wish they gave us some definitive claw markings on here. It doesn't even have to be sculpted in there, but I don't know. I don't feel like those are the claw markings that I saw in the movie, man. I want to see some real Black Panther claw, like straw, you know what I mean? So I kind of wish they had done a little bit more than that. This looks a little slapdash. Not a big fan of that little piece right over there. I don't know. Kind of cool having a battle damage shield with the extra little gift at the bottom. Then here's the Rogers head sculpt, looking okay. The paint came out a little weird for his right eye. The right eye is a little bit too centered, so he's a bit cockeyed. I do like the flesh tone more than the last one that we've gotten though. This guy is very pinky. Got a bit more of a pinkish hue in the flesh tone compared to this newer one right here, so I like that. This one seems to have more paint detail in the hair though. This one's a little lacking in the paint detail. And then here's our battle damaged Captain America next to the Giant Man Wave Captain America, and you can see the similarities and differences. If you want to see size comparisons, articulation segment, go ahead and click the card over there for that Captain America review. And one thing I'm just noticing now that's bothering me is that these red stripes over here kind of cut off halfway through his arm. That bothers me. This actually runs all the way up to there. Now onto Spidey's articulation, which I really like. This figure has some really good articulation. You can move his head all the way up. I think that is so awesome. You can move his head all the way down as well, and you do get side-to-side movement over here, and not much neck pivot over there. We get these great butterfly joints that move all the way forward and back. He has shoulder joints that move all the way outward, and you can move him downward pretty far. You can move him forward. He has a bicep swivel. He has a double jointed elbows. I wish they had painted this a little bit blue, right? That would have been nice. Anyway, you can turn the wrists side to side. Getting them to hinge up and back is a little bit tricky, especially back. You kind of have to find a spot on the cuff where it will let you kind of bend the wrist back, and then you can do that over there. Same thing with this side right here. He has a great ab crunch that bends all the way forward, and it bends back very far as well. He has a great waist swivel. I really like how far the hips move outward over here. It feels like the hips are moving outward more than the Pizza Spider-Man, so that's really cool. One thing I'm noticing right now is that there's this extra swivel right here at the hip. I didn't catch that earlier, but if you move his leg all the way forward, that actually really helps with turning the leg around and everything, getting him into these ridiculous poses, you know what I mean? So I think that's what that does. That's pretty awesome. And I'm not getting any major scuffing around here either. Just a little bit right there, but not much. He has an upper thigh cut right here. He has a double jointed knees. No boot rotation. Really wish he had the boot rotation. His ankles move down, they move up, and he has ankle pivot. Now to measure out the new Spider-Man figure, you can see that he's standing just a little over 6 inches tall. And then comparing Spidey to the other figures from this set, you can see that he's definitely shorter than Cap and Iron Man, and I think that is perfect. I really like the height differences between these three figures. Then for your movie Spider-Man comparison, we have the superposable Spider-Man 2 figure, we have the Amazing Spider-Man movie figure, and then we have the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Man, I gotta say, I'm really digging this new Spider-Man figure a lot. I don't know. Out of these 4 costumes, which one do you like the most? I feel like this one's taken over, man. I don't know, I'm really liking it. Now, if you're wondering if you could swap the hands with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure with this guy over here, you can do it. The only thing is that it does look a bit weird. So this, interestingly, just pops out very easily, and we just put that right in there, and you can see that that does look a little bit weird. So if you wanted to make that happen and you didn't want to hold out for the retail version that will probably have a bunch of interchangeable hands, which I'm just guessing and speculating, by the way. Then to compare our Tom Holland Spider-Man figure to a couple other Spidey figures, we have the Ultimate Peter Parker Spidey and the Pizza Spider-Man, and I am curious to see, pop this out right over here and switch it with this guy. Let's see if this works. Okay, it kind of fits, but it looks ridiculous. Spider-Man party, yeah! And then just for fun to compare Spider-Man to the other 2 newcomers of the MCU, we have the Giant Man Build-A-Figure and Black Panther. All 3 of these guys were awesome in Civil War, and I like all 3 of these figures. And then here's our Tom Holland Spidey next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. I'm just feeling sad. Everyone's going to Comic-Con except for me. Okay, brother. Whoa! Scarlett Johansson, here I come! So again, I really like this set. It is a bit pricey though. I think it's retailing for about 90 bucks. Hopefully that goes down in price, especially with us getting repeat molds over here and the Captain America. Really, I mean, we've gotten this figure so many times. So that's definitely the dud of this set, but he comes with a shield that you could use with the Spider-Man figure, I guess, kinda. But I really like the new Iron Man. I'm very pleased with the Iron Man, and the Spidey is awesome. I really like this a lot. I just wish he had interchangeable hands, and that would have kicked up the figure a notch, because then you could get him into better wall crawling poses and whatnot. But other than that, I really like this set of figures, and I hope you guys really liked this review. If you did, please hit the like button, click any of the boxes popping up over here for more Shart all over your face. If you have not hit the like button, please do so. Help out this YouTube channel. Leave a comment, let me know what you think of my review and these figures. If you have not yet hit the subscribe button, do so by clicking that button right over there. If you want to see my last couple of videos, go ahead and check the boxes out right over there. If you want to help out this YouTube channel while also getting a chance to win some figures, please check out the Patreon account right over there. I don't just take, I give it back, alright? So hey, check out the Patreon account. Your guys' help is very much appreciated. Make sure you check out the photo gallery of images over at marvelousnews.com, and I will catch you guys later. Peace!
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day.
and then comparing our official MCU